So you're just walking down the street going for coffee. You nod at the guy with his dog. You smile at the baby in the stroller. You get to the corner and practically have to step over a person sitting quietly on the sidewalk next to all the belongings he has in the world. Suddenly, you need to check your phone or read that fascinating billboard you've walked past a dozen times already. You know you do it, and so does the person you're ignoring. Maybe you think it's not polite to stare, and you're right. Maybe you think you're giving them their privacy, and sometimes you might be. But most of the time, making eye contact as you pass by will be noticed by someone who feels forgotten. It will mean a lot to them, and it will cost you nothing. By now, you might be thinking that, what about me? What if that person on the corner or in the alley or in the park is dangerous? These days, the world can be a scary place, and we all want to keep our families safe. But assuming a person is dangerous just because they're living on the street is usually wrong. Homeless people are just like you and me, sometimes just as scared, but without adequate housing, enough to eat, or even a bathroom. For instance, that guy you passed this morning, he had medical bills that eventually caused him to lose his apartment, and he hasn't been able to get first and last month's rent and a security deposit together to move into another place. The woman next to the gas station, just an ordinary housewife until her husband left her. Without his paycheck, the family quickly fell behind until they lost their house. She sold everything, including her car. And then she lost her job because she was late too many mornings. Those two punk kids asking for change outside the liquor store, both were kicked out by parents who disowned their LGBTQ children. There are as many stories as there are people living on the street. Sure, there are people with problems who can make them less approachable, but more often than you might like to think, they're just like you, only dealing with problems you're lucky enough not to have. They're just people. They may seem tired and angry. They probably could use a shower. But how long could you live in such circumstances and remain just as you are? Especially if no one seems to care. If no one even seems to realize you exist. Think about it. Imagine if all day, every day, people went out of their way to avoid you. You'd start to feel like a ghost watching the world go by, shut out and unheard. You'd begin to feel invisible. Making eye contact with strangers can be hard, and when you see someone in less than ideal circumstances, it's upsetting. That brief connection reminds us we're all human beings. We're all part of the same society, a society that doesn't always work for everyone. For an instant, we're forced to confront the inequality around us. Not fun. It's so much easier to just look away. But next time, maybe you won't. Maybe, for just a moment, you'll see a homeless person as fully human, equal to yourself, and deserving of the same safety and security you enjoy. That first spark of understanding can lead to changes, large and small, that can benefit everyone, allowing the other person to be seen. And allowing yourself to truly see them is where it all starts. Making eye contact with homeless people instead of ignoring them is easy. Once you get good at it, you can even throw in a smile or a friendly wave. It's a small thing, a normal thing, a human thing that can begin to change who we are as individuals and as a society. You can do it.